When I was about 6 years old, my parents took me to a meat processing plant. It was a field trip. They wanted me to see firsthand where our food comes from. Inside, the factory smelled of wet feathers and dung. We saw thousands and thousands of chickens crammed in tiny cages with no room to move. They were so inbred and deformed that lots of them couldn't even stand. That place has always stuck with me. And the more I learned about our modern meat factories, the more I hated them.
Your daily reminder that factory farming is an abomination that cries to the heavens for redress. Forcing any animal, whether a cow, a pig, or a chicken, to spend a lifetime crammed into a fetid, artificially lit warehouse with thousands of other animals is evil.
Now, I'm not a vegan, I'm not gonna take your burgers, I have no problem with eating animals. Just don't be cruel. Obviously, animals are animals. Their lives don't matter as much as humans. But that doesn't mean they don't matter at all. Human suffering is worse than animal suffering, sure. But if you take that animal suffering and you keep adding to it and adding to it and adding to it and adding to it, eventually it outweighs the human suffering. For instance, which is worse, me stubbing my toe or a puppy getting tortured to death? It's not a hard question. Given a choice between those two things, just let me stub my toe. I'll take one for the team. I bring this up because if we replace all the factory farms with good old-fashioned green pastures, meat might be a little more expensive. Poor people might have to buy less burgers. They might not be able to eat McDonald's every day. But honestly, factory farming is just so abominable that eating a little less meat is probably worth it.
Most pigs are raised in gigantic windowless sheds and never get to see the sun. Sows are kept in pens too small to turn around, where they give birth to one litter of piglets after another until it's their turn to be turned into bacon. Dairy cows are forced to breed continually to ensure their milk supply, but are separated from their calves hours after birth. But the ones that may have got the worst deal are chickens. In factory farms, they're kept in such vast numbers and so close to each other that they can't form the social structures they have in nature, so they start attacking each other. To stop that, we cut their beaks and claws. Male chickens are deemed worthless since they can't lay eggs and are not suitable for meat production. So within minutes after birth, they're usually gassed and shredded in grinders. Several 100 million baby chickens are killed this way each year. Even if you had a personal score to settle with chickens, how we treat them is beyond broken.
But for some reason, that opinion is considered leftist. I tell people that factory farms are cruel, and they assume I'm some non-binary vegan who thinks leashes are animal cruelty.
Eating animals is wrong, McDonald's. Hurting animals is wrong, McDonald's. Share this song and change your entire menu to be vegan from now on.
Again, I have no problem with eating animals, but it's not leftist to be against animal cruelty. Normal people hate animal abuse. Your average middle-class American is at least uncomfortable with factory farms. Anyone with a brain can see this footage and tell you it's bad. Here's the thing, there's nothing conservative about factory farms. In the good old days, animals were raised on real farms. They spent their lives in fields and meadows. They saw the sun, they could move around. It was beautiful. Sure, we ate them and that's great, but they lived healthy, natural lives. They weren't these diseased, miserable little mutants crammed into dim warehouses. In this modern age, we're actually so much crueler to animals than they were in the medieval times. Imagine taking St. Francis of Assisi to a factory farm. He would be horrified. Also, these places are breeding grounds for disease. The animals are packed so tightly that to keep them from just falling over dead, we give them an insane amount of antibiotics. About 80% of all antibiotics in America go to livestock. That causes 3 huge problems. 1, we use so many antibiotics that the bacteria build up resistance, making the disease more deadly to humans. 2, the animals still get sick a lot, and when we eat them, we get sick and the disease spreads. 3, all the disgusting gunk these factories produce gets into the soil and the air and the water supply. So the communities nearby these factories have higher rates of respiratory disease and mental illness. Factory farms hurt animals, they hurt customers, and they hurt communities.
But I'll get by as long as I can throw that rope and brand that calf, dream of a girl in a photograph. I got no home, I got no wife, but I'll be a doggone cowboy all of my life.
You're probably thinking, okay, but if we abolish factory farms, where are we going to get our meat? Hunting can't feed 300 million people. We could go back to local farming, but that requires so much land, we'd have to plow down the forests. So what are we going to do? The answer lies in the West.
Well, I may be a drifter and it may be no good. There's joy in this song that I sing. Saddle tramp, I'm as free as the breeze, and I ride where I please. Saddle tramp, saddle tramp.
If you've ever been out west, you know that America has thousands and thousands of miles of unused land. These vast fields are a perfect opportunity for ranching. That's right, buddy, the solution is cowboys. Now, ranching might not be quite as efficient as factory farming, but it doesn't require giant torture factories, so that's a plus. Also, while farming destroys ecosystems, cows fit right in. We don't even have to feed them, they just roam the prairies. Millions and millions of buffaloes used to live there. Why can't millions and millions of cows? So that's my solution. Bring back cowboys, destroy the factory farms. I'm not saying we should ban meat. I'm not saying you should go vegan. But if you can afford it, buy your meat from a ranch or from real local farms. Maybe even raise your own cows. That's what I'm going to do when I graduate. All of that is great. But factory farming, especially when it's not even nutritious, like the factory farms for McDonald's, it's evil. It's like this weird, gruesome dystopia, and human decency cannot let it continue for another day. Thanks for watching. God bless America.